Hi everybody, hello, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel Luxe Divination. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Divine Collective. Thank you so much for joining in and tuning in with me. Today I want to take you through a true pattern, not a fairy tale, but the kind of story many of you carry quietly, silently. The story of a chosen soul, a sacred pairing, and a household that learned to fear the light. There is a household, okay, of your twin. From the very beginning, this script looked very simple, like two souls meant to awaken one another, meant to transmute lineage pain and open a door for healing, right? But the enemy rarely attacks openly, okay? They do not come in armor, they come with whispers, with charity that has sticky strings, and with the people who smile in public and sabotage in private, okay? This is the very reality of this world. The pattern looks like this: gossip and distorted truth were used as the first weapon, okay? Building stories around your narrative, your truth, what you do, and what you can achieve. People watched, okay? They spoke, they built a story, and that story became a tool. And then came the false stability, the illusion of financial or social safety that dressed that theft as normal life, okay? So when your harvest was growing, they learned how to siphon your energy, right? Not always with spells alone, but by arranging false relationships, false unions, even creating confusion and using a beloved twin as a bridge against you, right? So, yes, beloved, often the twin is not the mastermind. You have to very clearly understand that your twin can be used as a pawn, and mostly they are used as a pawn against you. So many of you have seen this. The twin becomes a conduit without meaning to. Okay? The family that fears a union, and this is not just a family, but some of the few matriarchal figures here, okay? So, these matriarchal figures fears a union will find a way to use loyalty and emotional devotion as a leash on your twin. They fund, okay, yes, they fund the resources, they recruit false third parties like a Trojan thread, literally a young, naive soul or even an emotional pawn just to lure your twin or even you. And they would use their presence to reroute the currents of heart and home. Okay, this is such a grave kind of manipulation, literally, like your twin won't even know that they are being manipulated. Okay, this is rerouting the currents of heart and home. This is very deep, okay? Sometimes it is demonic interference, sometimes it is the desperate strategy of insecure human souls around you, okay? Out of envy, out of jealousy, out of insecurity, because they want their own false agenda to prevail through generations, right? So both feed the same machinery here. Now, what I have seen more than once is that perpetrators are a duo, seriously. Like a flashy instigator who creates the spectacle, and a surgical matriarch who manages the narrative, okay, who controls, like a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Wands energy, but cold ones. Okay, one wants to prove herself to the matriarch, right? Because the matriarch is the mastermind here, and this mastermind is very sharp. Okay, this mastermind will only open her or his mouth only when required to control the narrative. Okay, so one makes the drama and the other edits the story to look like victory, right? To look like victory, and around them is a network of hums, a paid executor, a messenger, and a few enabling relatives who choose silence over the painful truth. No one would tell this twin the truth, okay? That's really painful for them because they want to hide their image, okay? So that they can silence you and your sacred bond with this twin, okay? They delay the exposure through celebration, reputation polishing, and carefully timed forward moves, right? And a network of watchers. Yes, they have a network of watchers, people who stalked your life, and even your twin's life, who literally silence any probing questions. These watchers. So if this reads like a conspiracy, remember it's also spiritual law. Okay, the Most High allowed the pattern because the soul contract was centered on union, and the union had to be purified. So repetition is the crucible here, but allowance is not approval. Okay, it wasn't an approval from the Most High, but divine intervention moves when the time is right. Understand that and be patient for that. Okay, so the juggling that kept them afloat will slip very soon, because I saw 8 of Wands, right? 8 of Wands is likely the exposure, the timely exposure is coming very fast, and whatever manage, okay, manipulate game that they were playing with your twin is not gonna work, okay, is not gonna work again. So the false winds will fracture here, the cover will be pierced when the time is right. So what do you do when your union is weaponized, and when your harvest is siphoned, and when your beloved's heart is used as a bridge? Literally, your twin's heart was used as a bridge because they were loyal to their own family here. Okay? And these family members in turn manipulated the whole story again, like around you. Okay? And used this person as a pawn, like they don't have any love for this person. Let me tell you very clearly. The Most High's answer is very simple and fierce, that be sovereign right now and not reactive. Don't react to these people ever again. 3 moves and they are spiritual. Okay? But practical. So first is sharpen your discernment. So the King or Queen of Swords is the archetype here. Clear thinking without cruelty. Speak truth with measured authority, okay? Your words are not weapons. They are just the scalpel that cuts the illusion, okay? Second is strengthen your household of support. Build a small circle of true allies, okay? 3 to 5 trusted hearts, and you are not meant to fix the unready. If your twin was unready, please leave them, okay? You are meant to be the altar for the ready. If they were not a seeker, okay, find other seekers. That circle will amplify truth and counter the noise. Okay. Third is to retreat to receive. The Hanged Man and the Ace of Cups here tell us that please receive divine love first, and not as reward but as repair. Okay. Try to understand that you were attacked for so many years. Okay. And they kept attacking you so that you die, right? They wanted to unalive you. That was their main agenda, but it could not happen. First, they wanted to create chaos by using spell work, right? And then they wanted to unalive you. So, but it did not happen because, they did not know your identity, okay? They just thought that, playing with this duo would be a thrill, right? When your cup is full, vulnerability transforms into strength, and when your cup is empty, even divine justice can look like rage. Seriously. So, fill that cup, and some spiritual certainties to hold very close right now is that the siphoning of your energy is temporary, okay? That's borrowed power, let me tell you. Okay, you just gave somebody 0.02% of your power, okay, whether offered by people or by dark practices. It's just finite. It looks strong in the moment because it borrows from lives and from fear. But heaven is restoring by law. What was stolen seasonally returns in righteous order and will return to you in the righteous order. So the height of your calling is not measured by your union's success. Let me repeat that. The height of your calling is not measured by your union's success. Okay, this is for the cross watchers as well. It is measured by how many souls you awake here through this experience. Okay, and to anyone who is in the frantic place of asking, why didn't God stop it? Hear this. The Most High can cloak Himself so you might pass through unseen. Sometimes the light is hidden as protection behind you. So sometimes the pause is a reroute, and your pause right now is a rerouting of your whole life, your whole career trajectory. And that's not the attack's result. That was the rerouting of the Most High Himself, okay? So the light is hidden behind you. Sometimes it's not a punishment but a redirection toward a wider ministry. So if you are a golden child, if this has resonated, if this message has resonated with you till now, you were born to hold stable, okay, to mother the world in abundance and to anchor lineage codes. But holding stability is a choice every day. That's inner and not outer. Okay. That is the work now. Clear thought, okay, sacred circle, and a daily receiving. So I leave you with one short activation to say now. I release what is not mine. I reclaim my abundance. I stand clear and I serve only what loves to heal. Okay, speak it slowly and let the vibration settle into your bones. And this is not the end of your story at all. It is the rewriting of the chapter. If you were targeted, that is the proof that you are potent. Okay. If you were interrupted, that is the reason you were chosen. Walk forward with the sword of truth and the cup of mercy. Because the world right now needs both of these things. Right? So you're not alone, you are seen. Keep your light steady. Your restoration is not a rumor, it's a promise. Okay. So this was the message to you, Divine Collective. I'll meet you in the next reading. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Divine Rising and ciao.